It's a quarter of negative. You thought it was like you're right.
All right. Thanks, Preston. Okay, so now, quiet.
Listen up.
Okay, now, I didn't change anything here, so I'm just gonna rewrite it over here. So it's gonna be 4J plus 2S equals 366. Now I'm gonna combine these vertically. Okay, and here I saw a few people make a simple mistake here. Okay, negative 4J plus 4J, well, that's going to be 0. All right, that's what I need. That's the elimination part. Okay, now I saw a few people do this. Negative 6S plus 2S. This literally goes back to the first unit that we did all the way back in August. Okay, I'm going to have negative 4S here. Negative 4S. I had a few people put 8S there. And so negative 4S is going to equal negative 634 plus 366. What's that, Colin?
Negative 268.
Negative 268. All right, now I'm going to divide by negative 4. And Colin, what do we get? What's my cost of the shoes? $67 for a pair of shoes. Okay. 67 bucks. All right, now that I know what the shoes cost, what do I need to go back and do? Connor?
You plug in the 67 to one of the numbers with S.
Okay, so which one did you do?
I did 3S.
3S. So I'm going to have 2J plus 3 times 67 equals 317. Okay. And Connor, what's 3 times 67?
201.
Is going to be 201. My next step is, Connor?
Subtract 201 for both sides.
Okay, so I'm going to get 100, 116. And my 2J, divide by 2. What's 116 divided by 2?
J equals 58.
58. Okay, so my shoes are $67 and my jeans are $58. Okay. Questions about that? You guys should be able to do that. Christian?
On the test, we have to write that out, like $58 per pair of jeans and then $67 per pair of shoes.
Probably write out the word jeans are $58, shoes are $67. Okay. I know that's a lot, but you'll be able to do it.
Wait, that is a lot. All right, homework wise, let's just take a look at so the answers, and then we'll talk about this. One thing you're gonna have to do is make sure you follow directions. On some cases, I'll let you pick how you solve it, but like for number 8, it specifically says to use what method? Substitution. So, you know, I need to see that. I need to see that you can do both. The answer should be 6, -1. Now, yesterday, here's what you gotta watch. We did the case where you either got no solution or you could get infinite solutions. Well, that doesn't mean now every problem is going to be that. Okay, it is not always going to be that. So if you come up with an answer, when it says solve the system, you just list the value. Now 11, 12, and 13, it says solve each by elimination. You should just get one answer. You should get 3, 4 for 11. You should get -3, 5 for 12, and you should get 3, 1 for 13. Christian?
So I did not do the substitution for the first one.
For the first one?
Yeah.
But did you get 6, 1, -1?
I got 4, 1. I don't remember how to do substitution.
All right, substitution. Y equals, let me, hold on here. Let me see
So one
something.
where we plugged up like y equals x
Yeah, you take this,
and plug it into the y.
plug it in for Y.
Okay, never mind.
So at night, so for this one, it's kind of set up, so it becomes 2x. Well, the Y has a plus, so you can just replace the Y with -x plus 5 equals 11. And now 2x minus x is x plus 5 equals 11. subtract 5, I get x equals 6. And then you plug it back in and get -1, okay? All right, what about 11, 12, or 13? All right, for 13, how many people got, show of hands, 3, 1? How many people got that? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Wait, 3,1?
5. Yeah, right there.
Oh, what's the right answer?
For 13?
Yes.
Oh, you said for 11.
Oh,
You
did
said
I?
for 11, you're like, did you
All right,
get?
so for 13, did you get, that you got 3, 1? Okay. Jordan, you got, that's what you got?
Yes.
Okay, so Jordan, let's start with you. Now, how did you, hold on here. 13, what is the two original equations if you read them to me?
-2x
Okay,
plus 5y
all right,
is equal to -1.
and then, let's see.
3x plus 2y is equal to 11.
All right, so everybody just take a second, look at that one. You're gonna have to multiply both equations by a number. Okay, different numbers to do this one by elimination. All right, Evan, as you look at these, any ideas how we could solve this? Now, you guys that got it right, I wanna see if these guys know what they're doing.
Times the top by 2 and times the bottom by 5.
Okay, he says 2,
Actually,
say that again,
-2 on the top.
-2, and then which one on the bottom?
5.
Okay, that will work. Which variable is he getting rid of?
Y.
He's getting rid of the y. And since they're both plus, one of them needs to be negative. Now, do you have to use -2 and 5? No, I'm sure some of you use 3 and 2. Okay, absolutely fine. If you got those answers right, don't change a thing. But now when we multiply by -2, it's everything by -2, so it gives me 4x minus 10y equals -2 times -1, which is 2. 5 times 3 is 15x. 5 times 2 is plus 10y. And 5 times 11 is 55. Now, why does that work? What's he get for the y's? He gets a -10y, and then what else? Positive 10y, so that has to add up to 0. All right, so Evan, you got that step right. All right, when we combine those, all right, take a look where we're at. Rachel, when we add those two together, you can use your calculator. What's it gonna give me? Yep, those add up to 0. I get 19x equals 57. Divide by 19, and that's gonna give you x equals 3. Now, if you've got rid of the x's first, you probably found y. Fine, but plug it in. Now, you're not done. We gotta figure this out. Now, once I get to this point, if I get x equals a number, it cannot be infinite solutions. It cannot be no solutions. It's just going to be an answer, a normal answer. And so I can plug it into, I'm gonna plug it into 3x plus 2y equals 11. X equals 3. Well, what's 3 times 3? It's gonna give me 9. So I get 9 plus 2y equals 11. Subtract 9. 2y equals 2. Divide by 2, I get y equals 1. Okay, so we came up with 3, 1 for that one. All right, so about half of you got that. Pretty good. Now, how about 15, 16, and 17? All right, now it says solve each system of linear equations. Well, I mean, it doesn't tell you the method. It just says to solve it. All of those come up with one of those special cases. 15 is no solution. 16 is no solution. 17 is infinitely many solutions. Okay, for those. What? And it doesn't tell you how to solve it. So for 15, who is one person that got 15 right? Preston, how did you do it?
So I put the two things in first and then I just.
Do you know how you did it?
I multiplied them, I put the y's on the
Come on, help me out. All right, it's set up for substitution. Not that you absolutely have to, but just take the y out and you put in -2x minus 6 equals 5. Here's what I do need to see. 2x minus 2x is 0. I get -6 equals 5. Jordan, what you got for me?
Couldn't you just subtract 2x from both sides on the bottom one? Or you get y is equal to negative 2x and then we have different y-intercepts, that would be the same thing, right?
Yes, you can do that, and if you said that, all right, I got parallel lines. Yep, that would work. But once we get this case, this is where the x's drop out. I get negative 6 equals 5, no solution. If you get a untrue statement, you get an untrue statement. And you're kind of doing the same thing here, Jordan. If you would subtract 2x here, you would get y equals negative 2x plus 4. You would see they're the exact same one. Okay, so you'd be fine now. All right, so that's 15, 16, and 17. I do want to spend a little bit of time just kind of hitting each little piece that we've done. So we're going to review here for a second. And some of you, here, I got notes here.
Didn't ask.
I got to double check on what the point value is. Right? It's 55.
Oh, it's a second.
You did that.
Okay,
You know how many hours I slept last night? 6.5.
You sleep too much. I do sleep too much.
You just spent all those hours in the line.
So.
Why are you going over?
I go home and I go to bed. No, when I go home, I don't want to deal with my mom. She's like weird.
So you just sleep.
Yeah, she doesn't bother me when I'm sleeping. My brother would just come in and like, no joke. No joke.
Guys, I was on FaceTime with all of you.
Yesterday.
Well, yeah, that was like.
All right. All right, now, some of you missed this on the quiz. I don't know, I'm not sure what you're thinking. What's the only thing you need to do here? If they give you a point and they're saying, is it a solution? Okay, Colin, what do I need to do? Plug it into each problem. Now, you gotta make sure you show me whether it works or not. Because you gotta understand, it's not whether you know it works, it's whether you show me enough work that I can figure out what you're doing. So some of you kind of stop a little bit short of showing everything you need to show, because you gotta remember, I'm grading this, not you. And so you have to go through each little step. So you gotta plug in for both of them, because we're testing this. So I plug in 2 for the x, -1. And so basically treat it as 2 separate sides, and then you keep moving down and show me either they equal each other or show me that they don't equal each other. Well, for this first one, you're gonna get, think of this as -2 times -1, and -2 times -1 should be +2. And so we end up with 4 equals 4. This 4, I am just writing down. I do not know whether that left-hand side equals 4. I don't know that. That's what I'm kind of testing. So, I mean, you want to think of this as basically I'm working through this side to see what it comes down to. And then, well, what is the other side? Well, it wants to equal 4, so good. I'm fine. So now on this other side, same thing. Let's see what that equals when I plug in 2 plus -1. And I'll worry about the other side here in a second. So that's kind of what I'm doing, is just kind of working down here. Well, what is 3 times 2? That is 6. 6 plus -1 equals +5, right? Well, what do I want it to equal? I want it to equal 6, so I bring this down. 5, it says 5 equals 6. I know that's not true. So this is, you need to show this. This is how you show somebody I know what I'm doing. I'm plugging it in. The first one worked out, the second one didn't. So you would say no solution. I don't care what the solution, some of you tried to solve it. So it is not a solution. That is, when you go to solve it, you're not following the directions. I'm just saying, does this one work? Okay, not whether it is or not, or I'm not asking you to find it. All right, graphing. You gotta be able to graph, you gotta show me. There's gonna be like one or two like this, there's not gonna be a ton, but there's gonna be a couple. What are we looking for after we graph the lines? We're looking for where the two lines do what? Intersect. Okay, now you gotta know how to graph. So the first one is y equals 1/3 x minus 3. And everybody has learned how to do this and has done it correctly. You just need to kind of pull it back out of the memory bank. What is your slope there? What is your slope? Okay, Caitlin, do you remember?
-3.
That's not the slope. That's the y-intercept.
Oh, why, 1/3.
Good, 1/3 is my slope. The y-intercept is 0, -3. And so that's gonna go uphill. So you start at 0, -3. You
Why is
go,
that going uphill? How do we know? Positive goes uphill.
so you wanna plot, and especially in this, and then you've got to draw the line. That is part of the problem. You've gotta draw the line.
First before I do this. Solve for it.
So you got that first line drawn. Go up 1 over 3 now. I'm gonna be patient here. I don't wanna get too far ahead. Okay. The second one says 2x plus y equals 4. Now it's not a problem, but you can't graph it yet until you get the y by itself. So don't start graphing it, or it'll automatically be wrong, but you gotta subtract 2x. So you get -2x plus 4. Slope equals -2. Y-intercept is 0.4. Okay, go down 2 over 1. Down 2, but now what type of slope is it? A positive or negative slope? So that means it goes downhill. That means it goes downhill. And on the test, if you start graphing graphing lines and it looks like they're not gonna hit, or it looks like they're gonna hit really in a goofy area, then go back and double check everything. So -2, go down 2 to the right 1. Down, and you're better off to keep drawing your points to where they actually hit.
I think the biggest issue you guys have with graphing these is the negative and positive slopes. Just get a good understanding of that, you'll be all right.
Now, make sure you indicate what the answer is when you're done. The answer is where they hit. Allie Templeton, what's the coordinates of where they hit? Good, so it's gonna be 3, -2. So that is the solution. Okay, it's not infinite solutions, it's not no solution, because they do hit, it's one solution. Okay? Okay, keep up here. It's a negative slope, 2 to the right. Okay, I got it. All right, so once we're done with that one, the next one there, what method does it tell us to use? Connor?
Substitution.
Okay, you didn't have a question?
No.
You were just, okay, substitution. So you gotta use substitution to get full credit. Okay, for that. So when you look at those, and now here is the biggest issue. You don't have to get the y by itself. Some people think they always get the y. It's whatever's the easiest letter. Okay, the easiest letter, the easiest variable is the one that has no constant in front of it. So I'm going to get this x right here by itself. That is the easiest route by far. So you get x minus 3y equals -1. add 3y. And so you get x equals positive 3y minus 1. And your other equation, you must use your other equation and take that. Oops, where's it going for? Goes in for x. Okay, so it goes in for x. Negative 2 times 3y minus 1 plus 4y equals negative 2. Jaylee, are you with me? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna wait. When you get that multiplied, let me know what you get. Okay, so everybody else do the same thing. And then once you get it, just wait. I wanna make sure I don't get too far ahead. What you get? You got a five.
Did you have any?
You got the negative.
I know.
You want by negative 2 times both.
So like, I'm go down to.
What do you do?
No, that's fair.
What do you do? What do you do?
You got a negative 6y here, right?
Oh, negative 2.
I got
Alright, what did you get, Jaylee, after you multiply? Just tell me this next step.
I got negative 6y minus 2.
Okay, I see one little mistake right there. You just gotta treat that as negative 2 times negative 1, which is positive 2. And then you still have your plus 4y equals negative 2. Now, right here, I got a negative 6y and a positive 4y. Negative 2y plus this 2 equals negative 2. All right, make sure that's what you got. Make sure that's what you got. Jordan?
No.
Never mind.
I didn't.
Golf?
Minus 2 on both sides.
Subtract 2 on both sides. Subtract 2, and you get negative 2y equals negative 4. Divide by negative 2, and y equals 2. Now, a couple of you ended up getting the y equals negative 2. Okay, that's where you really got to double check, because that sign is going to be important, because if you get this sign wrong, then the second number is going to be wrong. Josh, you plugged it back up into here?
Yeah.
That's fine, and that'll work, but if we did substitution, it probably will be a little bit easier to plug it in where you got the x by itself. So right here, we got x equals 3 times 2 minus 1. 6 minus 1, which is 5. So I got 2, 5. Okay. All right, we're going to pause right there.
That's backwards, right?
Yeah, that's backwards. Okay, hold on to that, because we're gonna talk a little bit about this tomorrow, but I want to at least get this out.
I am not
Check.
I've been talking.
Four.
This is where. No, we're not in short of him.
They do not lose either of these.
Oh, I looked up a lot. I was literally on it. Do everything except 1 to 5.
So make sure you do.
Yeah, there's not very many. There's a lot.
Oh, you guys like say thank you?
Like, oh yeah, thanks for.
Thanks.
It might have been right.
No.
Hey, give me everybody's attention for a second. I don't want you to screw this up.
Thank you and.
There you go.
Listen up. Okay, this is your practice test. We're gonna finish this tomorrow in class. Your only assignment. Okay, and I'm gonna make this 20 points because this is important. Is you're going to do 1 through 5. That is it. Now, you can graph 2 and 3 on the practice test because you got those graphs there and it makes it a little bit easier. Everything else is on your own paper. So now we'll finish it tomorrow. Now, if you go past number 5, I'm gonna count points off because you didn't listen to directions, Preston. Got it? So, and it's 20, so that if you're good at math, that's 4 points a problem. Just for, so I wanna make sure you can do this. I wanna make sure that we get it done, and I wanna make sure you have an opportunity to get some easy points. So 20 points. What are the only problems you need to do? 1 through 5. Now, we will hit the others tomorrow. Okay, but hold on to that review sheet we were working on and do 1 through 5. If you don't do the others on your own paper, I will dock you points. Okay, we gotta learn how to follow direction.
I did come out with these. How dare you? I did the Nice one, Jordan. I'm so proud of you. My dad. Yes, my dad.